Welcome to Mediaspace Members Daily. We bring you exclusive interviews from our leadership group and other professional influencers within the media, marketing, gov, tech community globally. Today I have with me Jeremy King, CEO of a global media business in the advertising sector for brands. His company, Festival of Media, is responsible for bringing together the world's biggest and most innovative brands, media agencies, media owners, and ad tech companies with a series of live and virtual events showcasing and celebrating the latest trends and insights in global media. He is also an advisor to a family investment office with a responsibility to provide insight on potential investment opportunities with businesses in the media, entertainment, and sports sectors. Hi, Jeremy, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yourself?
Well, thanks. What are the key challenges in the professional events business?
Right now, there are quite a few. I think the biggest challenge is how you create the live experience in the virtual space, definitely, is probably the biggest challenge. And the second challenge to that is how do you monetize and what do you monetize in that space? We're so used to working in that live environment with that face-to-face environment. I think the biggest challenge is probably as well learning how you differentiate between live and virtual and not just replicate exactly what you do in the live space into the digital space, but coming up with a whole new look and feel in that virtual world.
What opportunities do you see for your sector?
It really is a tough one. What's interesting is there are a number of our peers or rivals who have stopped doing their events entirely this year and have taken a break until 2021. And yet there's a collection or a handful of us that have decided we wanted to continue despite what was happening. And two reasons for that. One was that we felt it was really important for the ad industry and the global media industry to have something to cheer about during these kind of dark and challenging times. We wanted specifically to continue to run our awards programs to provide that cheer. Secondly, I think that from a media and advertising perspective, it's always marketing budgets that get cut first whenever there's a crisis or a dilemma of sorts. And it's also the first thing that comes back because companies are very keen to amplify and distribute the kind of content and the reach and kind of, I suppose, if you like, celebrate what they're doing. So we feel like the awards program provides that industry. So I think from a industry perspective, particularly in the ad industry, I think you're finding a lot of businesses have streamlined themselves, have worked and understood new measures and new ways to do things, whether that be taking more of a design and a creative piece in-house, whether that is building up their internal teams as opposed to using freelancers and contractors. I think at the moment, everyone is kind of having that very insular inside look and then kind of rebuilding, ready to go back out into the external world. So I think it's been a great time for businesses, particularly in the ad industry, that are so fast paced, to stop still, take stock of what they've got and work out where they go for the next stage and how they develop in this new world order, because it appears that this is going to be the norm for at least the next 12 months, and if not beyond that. And I also think, particularly from an events perspective in that media space, time was already a huge constraint on people being able to attend 2-3 day conferences around the world. And I think what the pandemic has done is made companies think much more creatively, think outside of the box and how they interact with people. And I think going forward, what you'll see is a really great hybrid of live and virtual coming together and creating wonderful experiences that bring back that kind of, touch and feel, immerse yourself within a brand style event.
What advice do you have to give to the professionals in the media and marketing community in this new reality?
I think the biggest piece of advice I can possibly give is the virtual world is just like the digital marketing world. You can do stuff and you can experiment, and it doesn't take, when you used to plan a television ad, you used to spend maybe 6-7 months, draw it from ideation to implementation. Whereas, you're seeing things in the digital world that you can come up with over a 30-minute period and then implement within an hour. I think the key is to think of live events and to think of consumer interaction in the same way now. People obviously want things on demand, want things as quickly as possible, but also I think one of the key things is it's about being creative, and it's about doing things that are different. Just because someone else is doing something or they've done that in a different way, it's for you to look at and go, right, how can I do that better? How can I make that more interactive? How can I make that more personal? I think that's the key, is being super creative and being different and we've got so much data now. I think it's one of the biggest problems in the ad world is everyone has data, and that's great, but it's actually how to use that data effectively. How do you use it properly? How do you marry that up beautifully with the creative?
Thank you, Jeremy, for joining us today and for sharing your knowledge and expertise. Stay tuned for the next episode of Mediaspace Members Daily. In the meantime, connect with us at mediaspace.global.